I'm lucky because I'm ex-military, ex-special forces. So we were able to do a lot of mind control.
We are living in a computer-programmed reality, and the only clue we have to it is when some variable is changed and some alteration in our reality occurs. We would have the overwhelming impression that we were reliving.
Is the Mandela Effect a military psyop for mind control over the masses to make us misremember something that we remember that is not true in this reality? Well, that's for you and your mind to decide itself. But before you decide, I want to take Moneybag's side real quick. Moneybag's put out a video the other day, probably a couple weeks ago, about this girl who became basically TikTok famous about discovering that, you know, Fruit of the Loom didn't have a corporatopia, that it was a military psyop, that they had evidence of the patent and all that they used, and even books and stuff like that. She even showed a t-shirt right here, you see right here, of the corporatopia on the Fruit of the Loom. Well, first off, just like myself and Moneybag says, we have showed that picture many times. That picture is old, that picture is fake as well. We did that 6 years ago. Man, he did that 6-7 years ago. And I was here to just say, Moneybags, I got your back. You're completely right. He's been getting a lot of heat about this because everybody's, oh, it's lies, you're misremembering. This is just evidence from the past. Like, we have never done the Mandela Effect before. And for all of us Mandelians, we see this and I gotta say, we kind of lose our shit because there's a lot of shit coming out that way. No offense, but it is. But for all of us who've done this before, we've talked about this many times, and we've seen this evidence, we've seen the stuff that she has shown, and it has no proof of a military psyop. But with that said, if you haven't seen this, here you go.
So did you see the lady that actually proved the Mandela Effect is a government experiment?
So she was able to prove this?
Yeah, so one of the most popular Mandela Effects is the Fruit of the Loom Mandela Effect, where everybody remembers there being a cornucopia on the logo of Fruit of the Loom clothing, but apparently there's not. And this lady was super convinced that there used to be a cornucopia on the logo, but Fruit of the Loom came out and said that they've never had a cornucopia, basically just calling this lady crazy. And Fruit of the Loom even has a post of all the past logos they had all the way back to like 1893. And basically they're trying to prove that they've never had a cornucopia on their logo. But then someone came out and they actually have photo proof of this, that they found a piece of clothing in their closet with a cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom logo. And then after this, people did more digging and they actually found newspaper articles talking about Fruit of the Loom and how there's a cornucopia around it.
Wait, so this is like the first Mandela Effect to really be confirmed?
Yeah, then they literally found government documents of the Fruit of the Loom company mentioning a cornucopia, showing that the cornucopia has been a part of the company. So they can't say it's never existed. And since this lady has been able to prove this Mandela Effect wrong, people now think that the government has been using the Mandela Effect to try to see how much history they could erase without the population knowing.
The government might come after you now for saying that.
Dude, that is scary.
Yeah.
Now, take that as a grain of salt. Do what you want to do with that. Hey, no shade over there. Hey, she did what she did. They listened to her. She got boobs and titties and all that. Hey, it worked. It worked. But then I was thinking about, you know, this whole military psyop, and I'm going back to the video, the interview that Sinbad talked about. Here, listen.
For those who said, hey, you saw Shazam when I was growing up, yeah, you did. It did exist. It took a lot of government intervention to get those videos out of people's homes and out of the video stores. I'm lucky because I'm ex-military, ex-special forces. So we were able to do a lot of mind control stuff to get those videotapes away from people. There's 3 tapes left. There are 3 Shazam videos still out there we did not find. And if we find you, we're gonna kill you. And I just want you to know that. I want you to be aware of that because I felt bad that you didn't know you're on a hit list. And I'm ashamed. I'm totally ashamed of that. But I'm just saying, if you have that Shazam video, you're on a short list to have an assassin come.
Take that with a grain of salt as well. But before we even discuss any of that, yes, we can go back to CERN as well, as they showed the picture of Bond before they turned on the Hadron Collider. Now, some say maybe that was preemptive programming too as well, but they knew what they were about to do. They knew they were about to split universes, bring into one, whatever you want to call it, open a dimension. But back to the fact of this government secret psyop that this military is supposedly running on our minds. Well, Sinbad might be right. Sinbad said that they special ops they've been doing, they went around to every house in the Scotian of night to find every video is. There's still 3 remaining, and if you have those 3, your life is on the line, which that's just stupid. Why would you threaten anybody who hasn't? I'd have put it out if I had it. Come get me. But with that said, her going to the military thing is showing the military, patenting of all having a Catopia. Freaking 2 Sinbad actually saying that about, Shazam saying that it was a military psyop. He was all high on crack. And you can do CERN with the pre-propagation or the pre-programming of bomb before they turn on the Hadron Collider. Now, I hate to break everybody's bubble. It's not a military psyop. If it was a military psyop, dude, basically mind control every 8 billion people in this world, and not every 8 billion people know everything about the Mandela Effect or what this is or what this is. Some are born later. You know what I mean. You have to do that to the masses. Now, there's a few ways you can do it, yes. And the easiest way you can do that, first off, is through the television. The television is one of the most manipulated tools used in anybody's arsenal, even mine, I guess, since I'm here, for manipulation or broadcasting their own agenda. Now, I go back to Batman Forever, where Riddler had a TV box, they put it on the head, he projected the screen right in front of him, made him feel taste, behind the emotions, they took off brain power, stuff like that. Understandable. Maybe. You got to do that to a lot of people, which they probably did. But there's still many of us, millions of us, that have that old memory still. So you're saying that they got a few and didn't get the rest of us? Keep that thought. Next, I want to go to Men in Black. I know they throw everything in movies, and movies are telling you the truth right in front of your face. And Men in Black with the little phaser, beep, beep, gets to blink you out, make you think of a whole new reality that they give you. Well, they had to do that to the masses too as well. And you're telling me that blinky thingy didn't work for us that still have that old memory of what the reality was to what it is now? I know. Makes you wonder. So why are people jumping on the bandwagon of this being a military operation for mind control? Well, you can say maybe, it's to separate us from the bunch, see who's awoke, who's not, what it is. Believe me, the military has so much more shit to do than to come fuck with us regular people. Second of all, there isn't enough people in the military to run this operation like this. You know how low they are numbers in the military right now? Get it out your mind. No way, no shape or form, right? And if it was a military operation, wouldn't you think they would have came after the ones that are showing the stuff in front of everybody's faces right now? Me, Moneybags, maybe Mandela, everybody. I forgot your name, but you know who you are. But don't you think they would have came after us? Because they're good at that. But it also gets me thinking of maybe that's the mind control that they're putting on them so they forget about the Mandela Effect. So they think that it's a military operation. So they think that is us misremembering a reality. It just makes me laugh because no way, shape, and form. But in all, the Mandela Effect is one of those phenomenal phenomenons. You cannot deny. It is real. It's not fake. It's not a psyop. It's not a misremembering of realities that we lived. It is real in the teeth. That's for sure. So, before we come to the full conclusion of it being a military operation, you have to ask yourself, why would they do it? You have to ask yourself, what would be the point? And then you have to ask yourself, why would they do it to me? That makes sense? Does it make sense? I think it is one of those wonderful phenomenons that we will never ever get a grasp on, just because it changes, manipulates everything around us. Everything that we can remember, even to this present day, it manipulates. That's a system of a matrix to me, not a military operation. I do appreciate everybody here just hearing my opinion about this, man. Once again, big shout out to Moneybags for throwing it out here. I got your back, brother. They shouldn't be coming at you like that, but hey, they can come after me now. And if you're still here towards this end of the video, the new series of the Mandela Effect is going to be breaking down the Mandela Effect. Each Mandela Effect we have out there, we're going to break it down. Eugene Green did something like this in a religion point of view. Myself, I'm going to do it from my point of view, from a spiritual, psychedelic, Vulcan experience of my spot of it, how and why of each one. That will be the new upcoming series in the Mandela album of mine. So if you did enjoy this at any time, please remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and leave me your comments of what you think about the Mandela Effect and what this truly can be. Till then, y'all keep your mind open, because those eyes will see everything in front of you. I guarantee it.
I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.